Just imagine if we record an episode and we just play music in the background like that.
Is that too loud?
I think it's a bit hectic, yes.
Yeah, like not sound like this.
Yeah.
If it's like lo-fi, then I can still get it. What do you want to talk about?
Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Low High Trips, and today we're gonna talk about... Come on, you had one job. You had one job, Kasey. Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Low High Trips, and today we're gonna talk about...
chemistry and compatibility.
Yeah!
Yay!
And right before we jump into the episode, damn, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to Manchester United. Oh! So, jumping straight right into the episode, chemistry and compatibility, what we're going to talk about.
I think it would be good if you use it as an example to kind of like talk about how you define chemistry and compatibility. Like, what is it actually like?
Like Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, you can use it as a...
Analogy?
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, it's possible, definitely. So, I think with Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United, they have chemistry because they have that genuine connection with one another, the whole nostalgia, I don't know, just this belonging.
Wait, I
This
think
spark.
you should give a bit of background context as in like him and his relationship with Manchester United, as in like
Oh, damn, okay.
how they like a couple, broke up long time ago, but now they're back together.
Okay, sure. So, for those that don't know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows who Cristiano
Yeah,
Ronaldo is, but just a really quick snapshot of his history. Essentially, Cristiano Ronaldo was playing in Portuguese league. And when he played against Manchester United, he played so well that the boss at that time, Sir Alex Ferguson, decided like, nah, we need this man. We need this boy in our team. And that's how it happened. So he came to Manchester United, he developed as a player, and he left Manchester United as a world-class player, potentially one of the greatest player of all time. He went to Real Madrid, won, I think, everything there is to win. Insane. He won like 4 Champions League at Real Madrid in 5 years.
Oh, wow.
4 Champions League in 5 years. And then he went to Juventus, where he was still consistently performing, but the thing is that it didn't feel quite right. Felt like they weren't too compatible with one another.
Compatible, yeah, that's the thing.
And also, it feels like he doesn't have chemistry with Juventus at all. At least that's from my opinion. I could be biased, but him coming back to United, I feel like at this moment right now, I'm gonna be honest, like I've always been on the ship where I'm like, yeah, it's great if Ronaldo comes back to United, but we don't need him because of the fact that he does not really fit in our system, at least from my point of view right now. He's not the main priority. So I would say that with Ronaldo, high chemistry, low compatibility. But we'll make it work, man. We'll make it work. Just like in some relationships where you have chemistry and then you realize like, oh, you guys are not really compatible. You have very different values. You have very different future direction or future goals or life goals in general. But because of the chemistry that you have, is the chemistry that the both of you share is so strong, is so overpowering, it's so distinct. It covers everything. It clouds your judgment to the point where you're like, you know what, we can make this work. Even though we're not compatible, many things are different, but yes.
So it's like kind of like fuel to drive you to go on. Would you say that? It's kind of like, and compatibility, it could be like a car. Is it like you need the chemistry for the car to run, but at the same time, like the car has to be good, like not a shit one. Can I put it that way? A bit weird. Okay, maybe
No,
not
I
a
don't. I
good
think
one.
it's a weird analogy. Could you further describe it a little bit? I just want to, see your elaboration and try to understand.
It's like, let's say, you know how some people, they kind of like, for example, like a checklist. I realize how like I don't really know if that's the case among like Western countries, but I talked to my friends before how like Asians among like my background, I'm from Hong Kong.
Yep.
And I heard this comment
20th
before.
time you said it, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, should I? Like other like guys from other countries, they comment on like how Hong Kong girls, they're really like money driven, really realistic,
Materialistic?
materialistic.
Okay.
But I think the fact is like how survival is really hard in Hong Kong, like capitalism and stuff. So most of the girls, they really have this like checklist thing. So I guess it could be applied to other Asian countries as well. It's like, oh, I'm dating this guy now, and like people often be like, oh, like how is he like? And when someone asks about your boyfriend, or like when you talk to your friend, girls always be like, oh, he's a doctor. He drives BMW. He lives in like a really nice suburb. Let's say, probably for like Melbourne audience. Oh, he lives in Brighton, or like probably,
Okay.
I don't know, some, yeah, like, oh, like it's such a checklist thing. So it's never about like him as a person, like, like, oh, he's really caring, and like he always like gets me bum me when I want it. Like it's always like, oh, the car he drives. So it's kind of like checklist thing. So I think people kind of like only think about like, are we compatible as in lifestyle or like social status, like income, but it was never like the chemistry. So I kind of like, from what I know, there's so many couples, they kind of just together because like, oh, you seems like a decent woman, and like, oh, you seems like, okay, guy, you earn enough, then okay, let's just stay. So we keep each other occupied, but there's no chemistry.
So it's like tick, tick, tick off the compatibility list.
Yeah.
Like, oh, compatible in the sense that...
drink, he doesn't smoke. He doesn't cheat. So what can I complain? But the core
doesn't
thing
watch porn. Yeah, tick, yeah.
Okay, that's a weird one, but yeah, it's
Hey,
kind of like,
hey, there are people out there who...
it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's just preference, you know?
It's just preference, yeah. But I don't think it's a common tick, as in, yeah. But I feel like it's how people see dating as in like an activity. So it was never like who you're dating. Like,
Okay.
It's not about the person. So it's just the activity. So that's why it's just the whole checklist thing.
So it's like companionship. Like,
Yes.
I remember you said it before that
Yes.
you feel like this is not really like a relationship. It's not like a romantic relationship, but because of the fact that you're compatible, like the both of you are so compatible, that you realize that, yeah, this person can be my life companion. Even
It's
though...
a companion, not as in a lover way, not romantically. I think Sloss, like the show we watched, like
Daniel's Loss, yeah.
yeah. We mentioned how like this generation we grew up watching all like Disney, like mass media. I don't know, all the movies we grew up watching. It's like we romanticize the idea of romance. We just like, oh, okay, like I see this guy, maybe he's tall, he's handsome, so do you want to be my boyfriend? And then we date. Then we'd be like, okay, we're dating, so it's love. But it should be the other way around. You date someone because you love that person, not because you're comparable, not because like the whole checklist thing, and then you just like, it's like fill in the blank. That's how I think about like chemistry and compatibility. Like someone could be compatible, but no chemistry at all. You're just doing it as an activity. So the person doesn't really matter.
Okay, so does chemistry come first then for your preference?
I feel like you need both.
Okay, like a balance of both. But how does it work? Like, which one comes first? Like chemistry first? Like you're like probably romantically, physically attracted and sexually attracted to this person. So you immediately like establish that chemistry, and hopefully it's mutual. And because I think it's only chemistry if it's mutual.
Yeah.
It's not chemistry if it's a one-way street.
Yeah.
Right? Then there's no chemistry then. So because of the fact that you have chemistry with this other person, then you're able to start sussing out if the person's compatible with you instead of the other way around. Is that what you're trying to say?
I think it happens like both ways. Really depends. Like there are people who like madly in love, for example, like, oh, like we like this guy, even you're aware that it could be quite toxic, we're not compatible at all, maybe he lives there, so far away, and like our job, he's a doctor, I'm like, I don't know, like just clash, but you can't be like, oh, because I love him, so I can do your thing, we can fix this, and you so like just so stupid. Like you know how when you're so in love, your IQ kind of drops.
Okay, so like you become less rational.
Yeah, so you kind of have that. I feel
bad
like
judgment then.
Everyone who's been in love kind of feel like, oh, if I like this person enough, or like if the person likes me enough, that we can get through this, we can fix this. So we kind of like, oh, doesn't matter, as long as we love each other, we can overcome this. So we kind of like overlook whether like if
the compatible side of it.
Yeah. When you're so in love, let's say the first 3-4 months, then we kind of ignore whether we are compatible or not.
Right. So normally it's like the chemistry sort of like overpowers the compatibility side of the relationship.
Yeah.
To the point where, in my opinion, I think chemistry would always evolve. All right, I don't use the word change.
Yeah.
So the thing is that just because you have chemistry with one person at the start of the relationship, I feel like it does not mean that you'll be able to maintain that chemistry for the entire duration, especially if it's a marriage,
Yeah.
right? Especially if you're tied down to this person all the way for like what, the upcoming 30, 40, 50 years. So I think that that's when the compatibility would carry the weight of the lack
Long
of
term.
chemistry in the long term. It's like compensation.
I think you need both. If you're thinking of like long term, like long lasting, healthy, stable relationship, I feel like you need both. Just like nothing's good. It's not just relationship. Like nothing's like if it's too extreme, like only chemistry or only compatibility. I don't know why I can't pronounce it. Compatibility. It's just
Compatibility, yeah.
not ideal.
Compatibility,
It's just not practical. You need kind of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to wonder as well, are you typically more inclined towards a relationship with more chemistry or more compatibility? Of course, we know a balance is the best, but let's just say you have to choose one.
I would say personally, as a based on what I said, I guess people could kind of tell like I'm like more on chemistry. It's like I want to date this person because I like that person. So it's always like chemistry first. Then I figure if it's compatible or not. But usually, if you really like that person, you kind of like your IQ drops. You be like, not too compatible, but maybe it will last.
But I think one thing that we have to bear in mind as well, we talk about how chemistry changes over the years, over the decades, right?
Yeah.
Compatibility as well. Because the thing is that, say you're not compatible, but the thing is that what if you come to a mutual ground with this other person, and then the mutual ground is the compatible pathway moving forward for the both of you?
For me, I would say chemistry as in like my past relationship. Like I had, okay, that sounds a bit weird, but it's kind of like, oh, this guy is so nice to me. He seems to have a decent job. He's a nice person, drives a nice car. But you kind of feel like, oh, that's all. Like, it's everything so superficial. Like, sounds kind of bad. Like, you're like objectifying a human. It's like, oh, like that's all. Like, how is he like as a personality? But there's nothing. So I think, like, I kind of understand and learn more about myself that I just can't settle for a guy like that. Like, I'm not saying they're bad, but they're just not my type.
Like what?
Like people who are like okay job, just the social status thing. Like for me, it's like more chemistry.
Okay.
I had to like the person, then I'll look at others. So I think I used to be, and I'm still like that. Like if I like the person enough, I'll try to work on it, whether it's compatible or not. Even if it's really bad, it's not compatible at all. I kind of like lie to myself, like, nah, it's work.
Right, just because the chemistry is that strong.
Yeah. But
like it clouds your judgment as well, obviously, like you said.
But of course, like when the chemistry kind of wears off, then it's like the reality hits. Then you'd be like, shit, I don't know if I can still do it because it was never compatible. It's just like when you have like just I don't know like that honeymoon phase, you IQ really drops. Then you tell yourself
honeymoon phase, yeah. And I remember you mentioned that we were talking about how when we look at potential partners, sometimes green flags at the start of the relationship or at the start of the interaction with this person could eventually develop into a red flag. And the thing is that the person did not change. It's just that your mindset changed. You are more exposed to it. And initially you're like, oh yeah, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's cute. But then, when the chemistry starts to wane a bit and it doesn't cloud your judgment as much.
It's like, it's too much.
Yeah. When the chemistry dies down a little bit, right? And then all of a sudden, like, you're more rational. You're more observant. You're more nitpicky, probably. I wouldn't say overanalyze things, but I would say more like you're more aware of things now. You're like, okay. So I guess we're not compatible in that sense then. Like previously when I was like, oh, that's cute. But right now I realize that I'm actually not compatible regarding this. It's just cute because it was something that I was not used to.
If I have to give an example on chemistry and compatibility, my previous partner, I feel so bad for I keep talking but yeah.
Have you talked about your previous partner?
Talk about it?
You have?
I think I did.
What? Which episode though?
I actually don't remember.
The communication one?
I think so. I was referring. I was like this person I know, but I didn't address like. I was
now
referring,
you revealed it.
Okay,
rip,
shit, okay.
big rip.
Yes, okay.
Shout out to
We don't follow each other on any social media, just saying. So
shout out to Kasey's previous partner.
ew. Sorry. So I'll say it's a perfect example for chemistry and compatibility, how it works. So basically how it happened is that I was the one who fell in love first. Like I like him more. I'll say shut up. If I have to explain the dynamic of my previous relationship, as in my ex, so it's kind of, I think I like him a bit more. So I was the one that, of course, a lot of chemistry, but when you like, honeymoon the first 3 months, you saw like, oh, I like this person so much, we can work it out and stuff. So you ignore all the potential red flags or things that not that comparable. I did that, I think. So I was like, no, it's fine. So the situation is that my previous partner, he was kind of like financially struggling, and like he's absolutely good guy, really, took care of his family. At the same time, like it sounds good in the beginning. You're like, oh, you're such a good kid, good son. We Asian, we love that. But later on, you realize, wow, it's actually such a hard thing. The financial burden that you're supporting your entire family. So it's to a point that, like, I think for me in the beginning, probably let's say 3 months in the relationship, of course you'd be like, oh, I want to go on cute dates. I want to go to cafes. I want to get boba. But it's not cute when the guy be like, oh shit, I'm sorry. I'm saving money. I have to support my family. Or we can't go eat outside. So I think for me, I was really like chemistry driven at the time. Be like, no, it's okay, we can do this. Like, I'll pay for your meals, I'll cook for you. We don't have to go on cute days. So basically, for me at the moment, I was so in love. I pay everything. So yeah, I pay
What a
everything. So I'm not gonna say like he did it on purpose, as in like it was a scam and stuff. I know people gonna be like, what the fuck, Casey? Like, you his sugar mommy, huh? Like it's not like that, but it's just like it's not comparable. It's not sustainable in long term. If like I was a student too, so I was like having like 2 part-time jobs. So it's not fair for me to pay all his stuff when I had to support myself in a way. Yeah, so I think I was really like in love that I just like told myself like, nah, it'll be fine. But of course now he's an ex, so I know it didn't work. Yeah. So it's kind of like one of the example how like it doesn't work. Even you're so in love. If it's not comparable. Let's say one of the examples like financially not comparable, then it would be one of the result, I guess.
Yeah, that's really interesting though, because it's like a complete gender role reversal.
I would say like it's different, as like let's say if I'm financially stable, as in like I have a full-time job, like I earn a lot, then if it's for him it's a short-term thing that I can sure, like I can pay for meals and stuff. But for that time, like my position, like I was a student too, so I couldn't even like I had to work 2 part-time jobs. Like I don't have the privilege to do this.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just not comparable.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a very good story. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that you feel comfortable enough to share.
Yeah, I think my story is quite an easy example to explain chemistry and compatibility. Like it's nothing to do with gender role, to be honest. It's just like I'm the guy and be like, it wouldn't work anyway. If like I'm the guy, I'm a student and I have to pay for my girlfriend's meal all the time, then definitely don't encourage that. As a female, I don't encourage that. Nothing to do with feminist or not. But so it's just nothing to do with gender roles. So it's just like comparable or not. It's not necessarily like financially sometimes. As in like, for example, if you're like working full time and your partner is a student, then the time, schedule and stuff, it's just like it wouldn't work as easy when you're not comparable. So I guess like you need both. Nothing good if it's too extreme, like just chemistry or just compatibility. You need both. If you want things to be healthy, sustainable, long term, then you need both.
Yes, everything in perfect balance as it should be.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yay. Balance. But of course it's hard. It's really hard to execute in real life.
In the end of the day, I mean, like, not to get too deep into it, but isn't life all about attaining a balance?
But of course that's the ideal state. If we can, as long as we're working on it, when we're mindful, stepping into a new relationship, then yeah, we're improving, evolving as a human, I guess. Yeah. So I think that's all for today. Thank you everyone who's listening to my bullshit. I hope my things make sense. Because I realize we never really talk about relationship stuff, but I guess could be interesting to some of our audience that, you know, is boring if we always be like, oh, philosophy, life values all the time. So yeah, just, you know, let us know if you like it. Click subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow, I don't know, love, anything. And yeah, all that good stuff. And once again, as always, thank you for listening.
Yay.
Ronaldo to Manchester United.
my
See you.
Woo.
Oh shit, the guy is still DJing. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Isn't he tired?
Yeah.